Good evening and welcome to the February edition of Video Output. Video Output is a production of the Parma City School District. I'm Jason Murphy.
And I'm Krista Joy. Tonight our show is full of features from around the Parma City School District. Video Output takes a look at the world of playing a solo in the high school solo ensemble contest, explores computer clubs at the high school level, and checks out Greenbriar Jr. High's sophisticated weather station.
We also talked to a counselor to find out just where high school students should be at this time of year if they plan on going to college. But first, however, it's February, and in February that means high school basketball. We take a look at Valley Forge's basketball team and their consistent winning tradition. Krista and I will take you there next. We're at the Valley Forge Gymnasium to try to find out the secret ingredient for success at Valley Forge for basketball. Let's take a look around our gym and see if we can get any hints. We couldn't find anything here in the gymnasium, but
Maybe the coach knows.
yeah, maybe the coaches knows, and maybe you can ask some of the players. I'll talk to Mr. Stavoli, you talk to the players.
All right.
Valley Forge is currently riding a recent wave of success. Here to tell us more is Coach John Stavoli. Coach Stavoli, this year's team reflects a winning tradition in basketball at Valley Forge. How do you feel this year's team can compare with past teams?
Well, I got to tell you, this year's team has its own characteristics. It's a team built basically like most of our teams. We play team ball. We believe in that togetherness, and that's been our winning success, to be honest with you. It's a formula that we have here.
This year's team has been more successful than last year's team. What do you feel is the reason for the recent improvement?
Well, I really have to believe that when you have another year under your belt and you play varsity ball, the more years you play, the better you get. So, naturally, if these guys could stick around for another year, they'd be that much better. So, it's really experience. You can't replace it.
Has success made Valley Forge a marked team in the LEL?
Well, I have to believe that our success has really, probably made us a marked team for some ball clubs. But, we're like a lot of other teams, and there's certain teams that are marked. I don't, we don't really picture ourselves that way. We just like to go out and take one game at a time, and we realize at any time that we can get beat. So, we're just going to try our best.
And how will this year's team measure success?
Well, I think the only way you measure success is at the end of the year, you take a look at what you've accomplished and how far you've gone, and that's how you measure your pluses and your minuses. So right now it's way too early to even think about it. We're on the right track, but it's a long way to go. So if you catch me in March and you talk to me, I'll let you know what we've accomplished.
Okay, well, look for you then, Coach. Thanks for coming by.
Tony, you're team leader. What's this year's team goal?
This year's team goal is to go back to the regionals like we did 2 years ago. And by doing that, we're going to play as a team. We've been playing team ball all year. We've been quite successful at it. We got nobody who's standing out among the others. We got a good all-around play, and that's what's going to lead us to regionals this year.
Ryan Patton has been labeled the general. Ryan, what do you feel that you bring to the Patriot team?
Well, I feel I bring leadership, and I try to keep the team together, and we play as a team, and we're all like a family. We just stick together and do everything we can to help each other out.
What do you feel that makes this team so effective?
I think we have a wide range of players. We got good inside play, and we have a lot of exceptional three-point shooting on this club. we got good ball handling, and we stick together as a team, and it works out good.
I think, like Tony said, the whole word is team. We play as a team, and we do everything that helps each other out, and like we make sure we practice hard and work on everything we need to work on, and rebounding, and like you said, we got good big men that can play the post and awesome three-point shooters. So.
Hey seniors, wake up. It's only a couple months left till graduation. What should you have done by now? And what do you still have left to do?
Ron Ely talks to Lorraine Ross, a Normandy counselor, to see where you're supposed to be in the application process.
Hi, we're with Mrs. Ross, a guidance counselor at Normandy High School, and she's going to be explaining to us what seniors have to do to prepare for college. Where should seniors be in the application process by now?
Seniors should have met with their guidance counselor during probably October. Some did a lot of this in November as well as December to get the application, fill it out, and sit down and go over this with the guidance counselor so that they were sent in, and kids probably have received responses over the vacation so that they know if they've been accepted or not.
What do colleges look at when they look at your application?
Colleges look at a number of things. It's what we call the big picture or a profile. What they examine basically would be your transcript, grades based on 9, 10, and 11. They take a look at your GPA, your grade point average, as well as a class rank. The other thing they look at is an ACT score. That's pretty mandatory for any Ohio school. Sometimes letters of recommendation have to be included. Many schools ask for what activities you were involved in when you were a student. And probably the last thing, but not every college asks for, an essay. Personal essay is usually a personal statement of why you want to go there. So it's a collection of things. It's not just one thing that is evaluated. It's a whole lot of factors that go into the application process.
When should scholarship applications be turned in?
There's a variety of scholarships that are out there for all different kinds of majors, and kids who are interested in these have a booklet that's in their English class or in our office talking about the scholarships. Most of the deadlines seem to be January, February, March. Some require a lot of work, letters of recommendation, and essay. Others are much simpler. We also have scholarships that even have deadlines as late as April, May, and June. So the money keeps coming, and sometimes you do have to wait 4 to 6 weeks to hear some kind of a response.
When applying for financial aid, what do colleges look at?
Financial aid involves filling out a federal form, which is called the FAFSA. It's very much like a tax return. And in detailing your income, you are pretty much revealing what it is your assets are as well as what your debts are. Based on that, they can determine very accurately what you're able to afford. And every student's FAFSA is different. It's unique to each student. So what can you afford to pay out of pocket? And that's what the financial aid is all about.
Is there anything else you would recommend seniors do when preparing for college?
At this point of your senior year, I would ask that students just be patient with making a decision, weighing all the factors, taking a look at the money, the affordability of each school, waiting for scholarships to come through, and not kind of jumping the gun with a decision. The other thing we encourage seniors to do is to keep working, to let them know that colleges still look at report cards, still look at midterm grades, still look at how they're doing in their senior year, so that the dreaded disease of senioritis doesn't strike anybody too severely.
After high school, I plan on attending college in Miami University in Ohio, and I plan on majoring in accounting.
I'm going to Johnson & Wales University in South Carolina to major in culinary and business management.
I plan on going to Kent State or even Cleveland State to major in education.
Well, after high school, I plan on going to Ohio State University and majoring in industrial engineering.
Hi, I'm Brian Ellison.
And I'm Rich Cassidy.
Did you know that Greenbriar Junior High has one of the most sophisticated weather stations in the area?
Recently, however, Greenbriar Junior High has become an official weather reporting station for TV Channel 19. Jane and Lauren take us there right now.
Mr. Wan is a science teacher here at Greenbriar Junior High, and he's in charge of this weather net. Today he's going to tell us a little bit about it. Mr. Wan, what exactly is the weather net?
The weather net was set up by Channel 19 and Channel 43, and they provided the funding to put the weather net antennas up on the roof, and it's hooked up to a modem, which means that it's accessible to the television station on any night that they want to use it.
What does the weather net do?
The weather net reads data that would be rainfall, current temperature, wind direction and wind speed, barometer reading. It also tabulates the amount of rainfall for the month and for the whole year, so we have that data stored in the weathernet system.
Do both the 7th and the 8th graders get to work with it?
Mostly the 7th graders in my class have been working with it, although it is presently in an 8th grade classroom.
How are the students interacting with the weather net?
Several of the students have been working with the WeatherNet in terms of on a daily basis charting data, and some of the students have been working in terms of replacing the parts of the WeatherNet on a weekly basis.
This all seems so high-tech. Is it difficult to teach the students to use the equipment?
I don't think it's really difficult. It's probably something that you hear about on television every day when you're hearing the weather forecasts.
How much hands-on learning do the students get to take part in?
Available to the students to see, and it's something that hopefully they would get familiar with.
I'm here with a few students of Greenbriar Junior High. They're going to tell us how the weather drums work. What is a weather drum and how does it work?
A weather drum is a metal cylinder with a chart on the outside that charts the effects of our courtyard.
And how do you change the drum?
It comes out very easily. You just go in the box and unscrew it and it'll slip right out.
So I heard you were on TV for the weather net. Can you tell me about that?
Well, I said what the weather was, went up there, had a great time, things like that.
Can you tell me how you graph for the weather net?
Yes, we would take the present temperature and we'll read it on a chart. So we would put it on our piece of paper that would show us what happened Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all of the year. And then we would take the high temperatures and the low temperatures. And then the high temperature in 24 hours, the low temperature in 24 hours, and the present temperature, what's outside right now for the temperature.
Okay, that's it from the students at Greenbriar. Now let's go back to Jane.
Thanks, Lauren. And that's all we have for the WeatherNet here at Greenbriar Junior High. Now let's take it back to the Video Output Studios. I'm Jane Likely.
And I'm Tony Marlette. Every year, hundreds of music students begin to prepare for their chance to shine. For each February brings the Greater Cleveland Solo and Ensemble Contest.
This is a chance for students to perform and be rated by music judges. Brian Sulek and Stephanie Stiller talk with Mrs. Musat to learn more.
Hello, I'm Brian Sulek here at Normandy High to talk to the music director, Mrs. Musat. What is a solo ensemble contest?
The Greater Cleveland Solo and Ensemble Contest is a chance for young people grades 9 through 12 at the high school level and 6 through 9, I believe, at the middle school level to participate in contest adjudication on their individual instruments. And that means they can play a solo or they can go in as a duet, trio, quartet, even larger groups. Sometimes you'll have a clarinet choir or a brass choir. And it's a chance for them to participate in contest and see just how they match up with their peers.
How is a contest structured?
The contest is structured so that all of the high schools in the area and all of the junior highs in the Greater Cleveland area have a chance to host the contest on a rotational basis. They go into the school. This year it happens to be for the high school students at Lakewood Senior High School. We'll go into the school, and all the Greater Cleveland schools who will participate will send their youngsters there, and they participate in the contest. They get judged by the judges.
How long has the contest been going on?
I believe this contest is over 45 years old. It started quite a while ago.
What are some schools in our area that are involved?
Some of the schools in our area are, of course, Valley Forge, Parma, and Normandy, Lakewood, and North Royalton, some of the other schools right surrounding us.
Okay. What do you think the students will learn from this event?
Self-confidence, what their abilities are, what their weaknesses and what their strengths are in regard to playing their own instruments, how to depend on each other in the ensemble events, and how to work with an accompanist, someone who's playing the piano with them, how to make the music come alive as they grow and develop their skills.
When and how do you start to prepare for solo ensemble?
Okay, well, at first you have to choose a piece of music with your private lessons teacher, and then you just go home and practice your part, because me and Lisa are playing a duet, and you have to go to the accompanist's house and rehearse it there, and that's about it.
What is the hardest part of preparation?
I would say the hardest part is your scales, because you've been doing them since you've started playing, and you practice them over and over and you know them really well, but then when you go and play at contests, then you get really nervous, and that's usually what you mess up on.
How can you find an accompanist?
Our private lessons teacher chooses the one that we play with, and I've been playing with the same person ever since 7th grade.
How is your music selected?
Your private lessons teacher usually picks it for you. They'll give you like 2 selections to choose from, and it basically depends on what type of music you prefer.
What do you think you will learn from this contest?
From being in contest, I have learned a lot about performance and performance techniques, and it has also, in a sense, forced me to practice, which improves my overall ability on the instrument.
Are you more nervous with your performance piece or your scales?
I'd say my performance piece, because with the performance piece you can mess up on that mostly. You've been practicing the scale since 5th or 6th grade. So.
If you make a mistake, what do you do?
You just keep on going, hope no one caught it. Just keep on going, hope he overlooks it.
What piece of music are you playing?
I'm playing a piece of music called Allegro Appassionato by Camille Saint-Saëns.
I'm Jamie Shakur.
And I'm Brian Sulek. Finally tonight, we delve into the world of computers. Recently, each Parma High schools, Normandy, Parma, and Valley Forge, have begun computer clubs.
Video Output travels to Parma to learn more about the concept of computer clubs. April Courier talked with Miss Ryba to learn more.
The days of the Glee Club, Key Club, Chess Club, and the AV Club are over. Welcome to the wave of the future, the Computer Club of Parma Senior High. Ms. Ryba, about how many students are in your computer club?
This year we have about 7 to 10 returning members, and we hope to get more this year.
How long has the computer club been around? How did it all get started?
Well, the computer science resource specialists and I at all 3 high schools decided that it would be a great idea to have our high schools on the internet. And we decided to develop a homepage for each of our schools, and with that, the computer club evolved, and the students really run the page.
What types of students join? Is it predominantly male, female? Is there any specific characteristic?
We have a variety of students. We have both female and male students, and they're students that are usually involved in a lot of different activities. Therefore, we have them work during their study halls, during the day or activity period, as well as after school. So we try to accommodate everyone's schedule.
What are some of the possible benefits of being in the computer club? How does it help them outside of school?
Well, technology is the wave of the future, and the internet is here to stay, and we hope that students involved in the club as well as students in the school learn about the internet and are ready for the future and the way technology is going to be, and we hope to educate them in the use of computers and the internet.
What new projects do you expect to be beginning this year?
Well, along with maintaining our homepage, we're going to do a parent newsletter that will go out with every report card at the end of every quarter. And we hope to do some student training, staff training, and just get more involved in global communications and internet projects.
Being in the computer club, does this help your everyday life?
Yeah, because everything nowadays is all computer programmed, and if you don't know too much, you're going to be pretty lost when you get on your own.
Yeah, it does, because everything's going to become so computer-oriented in the future, you know?
It makes me more efficient with the internet and using my computer.
Oh yeah, it helps me because everywhere you go now, you know, you see computers with technology and stuff getting more advanced. I mean, you need to be able to type and stuff, so it helped me out a lot.
Plan to have a career in computer electronics or something of that nature?
Probably, because I'm taking classes and I'm going to try to become a computer programmer because my dad's friend works at a hospital and it sounds pretty fun.
Yes, probably because it's a good field to go into because everything is going to go towards computers and it'll benefit me a lot in the future.
I'm not planning on going directly into the field of computers, however I believe any career choice I make in the future will involve them.
Yeah, pretty much. I want to get into be a computer programmer if possible.
Okay, Dana, since you've been given the name of the webmaster, maybe you can help us out here. What is a website, and what is Parma Senior High's website?
Well, it's a file that resides on the internet, and it gives information about our school. Like, you can go into and look calendar, news, history, or whatever that's need, like directories or phone numbers for the school.
Okay, well, show me about Parma's website.
Well, there is a alumni association use. It's about reunion and stuff from like people who used to go to school back then. Here's a list of the school, the years, and what date it is on. And there are also calendars where you can get information about upcoming events, when school will be out, prom, or whenever. We already have the one for this year already made out, so. And histories, it shows about what happened back, the history of school. There are also a directory, important phone numbers of the principal, deputy principal, and the unit office number.
And this is April Courier, logging off.
Hi, I'm Ron Illy, and we still have a couple minutes left on this February edition of Video Output. And as you know, February means Valentine's Day, so we thought we'd explore Valentine's Day and how it came about. Everyone knows that Valentine's Day is the day of the year when friends and loved ones express affection for one another through cards, candy, and flowers, whatever means the imagination can find. But no one is quite certain who this Saint Valentine was, or more appropriately, who these Valentines were. The story of what has become the year's most romantic day, February 14th, begins in a decidedly unromantic way with the early martyrologies. These histories of the early Christian martyrs mention at least two saints named Valentine associated with February 14th. The theories about how the name of Valentine came up to be connected with the day on which friends sent tokens to one another also are varied. One theory is based on the belief throughout rural Europe during the Middle Ages that birds began to mate on February 14th. Cupid, the flying baby with the magic arrows, is a symbol of how special Valentine's Day is. However, Cupid was not a baby, but instead he was the son of the god of love. He shot arrows and was very cute, but he was forced as Valentine's symbol by society. If you're the spiritual type, you probably think Valentine's Day holds some kind of magic where anything is possible. A Valentine's Day spell that girls used to try, and some still think work, is the marriage spell. Girls had to pick 5 bay leaves and pin 1 to each corner of her pillow and 1 to the middle. Then when you go to bed, the man you dream about is the man you will end up marrying. St. Valentine can grant a wish for you, but he doesn't do it for everyone. If you want to try it, write your wish very small on a thin piece of paper and roll it in a little piece of clay. Throw this into a bowl of water. If the paper escapes and comes to the surface without any help from you, you will get your wish. Flowers are a very important part of Valentine's Day. Jane likely spoke with Mrs. Marcia Durkin of Durkin Florists, and she told us about flowers and this special holiday.
Hi, we're here at Durkin's Florist. Marcia Durkin, owner of Durkin's Florist, is here to talk with us about Valentine's Day. What are some popular flowers on Valentine's Day?
Well, roses and sweetheart roses are still and always will be the most popular flower.
We all know it's very popular for guys to buy flowers for girls on Valentine's Day, but now are more girls buying flowers for guys?
More and more girls are buying flowers for guys, and it's amazing because I guess it's a best kept secret that men do like to receive flowers, but it's really funny because sometimes girls want to embarrass their boyfriends, so they'll send something with flowers and balloons and, you know, really noticeable, and they'll send it to the machine shop where their boyfriend works or something, you know, just to see if they can embarrass him. But really, after the initial moment of shock on the guy's face, they're really tickled that they got something and the other guys maybe didn't. So yeah, guys like to receive flowers, and girls, more and more girls are sending them. Yeah.
Do people usually wait till the last minute to buy their Valentine's gifts?
Well, I would say if Valentine's Day wasn't such a big man holiday, you know, we would have orders well in advance because women have a tendency to order a little earlier. The guys tend to be, for the most part, last-minute shoppers. So it's very much the last couple of days. Sometimes, I'll have all of these roses ordered and sitting in our coolers ready to go, and I start to get very nervous because they're not being sold, and then boom, the last couple days we're ordering more because we run out. So yeah, it's really a last-minute holiday.
Thanks, Jane. Well, that about does it for this month's edition of Video Output. Join us next month for an even better show. Have a great Valentine's Day, everyone.